Hello guys, this is IntoCryptoSpace, and we're going to be talking about ticker symbol Mary, because what's life without a little bit of mystery? So, starting at the helm of it all, what is going on with Crypto.com? Are we getting listed? Are we not getting listed? What's going on? I don't see any VVS notification with liquidity injection. What's going to happen? Guys, breathe. At the end of the day, we're the top crypto outside of Crow with Knife that's already listed, and we're obviously on deck for whenever it happens. So regardless if you have to wait 1 week, 2 weeks for 2 to 5x gains, would you not be okay with that? Would you not be okay with the influx of money, the safe bet that is Mary as of right now? So take a breather, step back, figure out what you're doing. Meanwhile, what's the project doing? What is the team doing? Stay tuned, and I'll let you know. So amongst all the speculation and the turmoil, the up and downs, the market sentiment, Bitcoin, GME, AMC, all these things going on, what's the project doing? Starting off, they're working with Pop Finance, one of the new projects that had just launched about 3 weeks, a month ago perhaps. Sorry about the DMs being open. You know how scammers are. But with that being said, so they set up new staking pools. I think this is the third staking pool across the platform that they're really trying to push out exposure, double benefit for the token holders on both sides. And at the end of the day, even if temporarily locks up the liquidity, TVL, it's all bullish and beneficial for the project and its holders. And everybody likes making free money. It gives them a little bit of ease of heart where they know they're making a little extra money, even though their money might be staying still in the bag, waiting for that big price action. Along with that, setting up community engagement amongst the Galaxy.com quests section where, it's just a matter of exposure, get some winnings, participate, and like I said, community engagement, which is by far the most important thing when it comes to any project. With some great news being put out this morning, we are looking to be listed on the Mexc exchange. This, by far, tier 1 exchange, probably top 5, top 10. I can verify shortly, but going into it, 24-hour period, they trade in upwards of 1 billion in volume, spot volume, with total assets exceeding that of 3.8 billion. Intense, guys. Across the board, you cannot go wrong with this exchange. Some of the heavy hitters, everything, all the big hitters are on this exchange. And bullishly enough, the community, the team, along with the CEO, has fronted 50,000 of the 60,000 listing, right, fee. 50,000 was generated by the team, by the project, and the other 10,000 was already funded by the community. From what I hear, it was funded within the first hour, which is kind of intense. That's cool because at the end of the day, community engagement, community wants this, community has donated this money, and it's like they know. It's like they know. They don't care. They want it, and I love that. Along with that, verification on that would be the bank portfolio. It says it's well over 15, just about 15,000. Along with that, I found their wallet donation address on Cronos, and this itself has over 8,000. So definitely has the money from the community. That's basically what's happening in the short term. Meanwhile, we are still looking good on CDC. How's the project doing today, right? Because at the end of the day, Crypto.com and the exchange, they need to see volume. They need to see liquidity, right? Liquidity is still well over 2.3 million, which is great. By far, the best liquidity-packed project on the chain that isn't listed on Crypto.com yet. If anyone doesn't remember, I believe Crow with Knife was pushing at a 500, 600,000 in liquidity, and that's why VVS came in with that partnership. Yes, it was a win-win on both sides because Crypto.com didn't have to front the whole purchase price. They only had to pair up with the Crow side for that liquidity pairing. But at the end of the day, the liquidity was needed. So I believe VVS ended up having to pay almost 2 million in Crow to pair with the 2 million of Crow with Knife that was provided by its community. So therefore, or it was a 1-in-1 rather, and I believe from that it was about a 2.5 million injection right into the project, which skyrocketed the price up to 50, 70 million that day. Later on that night, community ended up pushing it well past 100 million on the first day of its exchange listing. So with that being said, we have the liquidity that's needed. I'm sure they would love us to have a little bit more as they start the process, but we are looking good. Volume 1.8 million. I've seen it throughout this week. It's pushed up to a 2.5, 3 million volume at some of its highest. Along with that, market sentiment is red. There's a lot of selling, not as much buying, at least as of today. But you see these spikes. As soon as it dips, it goes up. And these are whales that are frightful that the listing there's no telltale sign. But guess what? The week leading into that liquidity injection for a Crow with Knife, for example, there was no telltale sign. I saw people selling $5,000 to $20,000 bags of Crow with Knife, literally hours before the liquidity injection. Meanwhile, I'm pumping up my bags. I'm triple down in. I'm putting out videos. I know what's going to happen. Liquidity is the biggest thing. So a matter of time. It will come through. This is a sure bet. It's just a matter, can you wait? Or do you want to sell and then perhaps tomorrow, later this week, it ends up doing a 3 to 5x? And at the end of the day, it's a safe play. That's what makes me feel so secure with it. It's safe. Along with that, conviction. Everybody needs conviction in their plays. So let's be honest, out of all the plays you're in right now, can you feel as confident as you do in this project? Because it's only a matter of time. We're on deck. Matter of time. When are we up? I don't know. I'd like to think by the end of this week, hopefully. Who knows? I don't think VVS will straight up say that they're doing the exact same thing with Crow with Knife. Because at the end of the day, they're $1 billion corporation. They can't lead on. That's a telltale sign. Everybody's going to take advantage. And then the moment that it's listed, they're going to sell on its... everybody else is going to sell against its crypto.com users. And it doesn't want that. Not in a way, If it happens, yeah, okay, it happens. But they're not going to do the same thing back to back. So we'll see what's up happening. Just pay attention. Bear in mind, pay attention. Look at the clues. See what happens. At the end of the day, the moon, again, everybody knows it's a sure thing. Has to happen. VVS this is going to be its third token put out. The 123, 1-2 was listed within a week of itself. Some sooner. CROB was, I believe, in like 3 to 4 days, which is insane. And I believe DIP was, 3 days, 4 days after Crow with Knife was listed. Just about a week. I think it was 5-6 days. It was about 2 days after Crow with Knife was kind of settling down, and then it pumped right onto the exchange. But the cool thing about it is that when this starts to happen, it seems like they kind of do like these double listings, which is great. Which is great for Mary and his community. Because you're like, okay, it has to be this time. Has to be its time. It has money to start pumping into the moon. It has money to do this. And at the end of the day, the Cronos ecosystem needs it. And I love to see that the money gets put into these projects now. Because before Crow with Knife, it was the one artificial project, Corgi AI, that went up to $1 billion market cap. But outside of that, Crow with Knife set the foundation, and now we're following that foundation, that path, and we actually might surpass it, even if it was momentarily. Because, like I said, we're starting off with a 2.3 million market cap before listing. They started at a 500 before listing. 500K, rather. I apologize. So there's a lot of things to look forward to. The most bullish thing, guys, even if you're not in the project, right? Even if you're not in a project, what happened last time? The money gets shot into a Cronos project. All the Cronos community members, a Crow fam, all of its users make money. What ended up happening? Does anyone recall? Within the next 24, 48 hours, Everything in the top 10 pumped up 100, 200%. You know why? Because the money stays in that ecosystem. And that's what I love about everybody here. Cronos will eventually reward its users, its DeFi users specifically in this case, and then the money gets flushed into all the other projects. So guaranteed, all these projects, it's a bad market day in general, right? But with that being said, all these projects easily 2 to 5x. Stuck, gonna be well over 8, 10 million, guaranteed. Scooter might push up there. It's a top contender. Like a lot of room for these projects, especially Croak. Croak has a really great community right now. Push has a really great community and its ambassadors behind it. It's looking really good. I'm just bullish in all of this. And guess what? It starts with Mary. In this case, it starts with Mary. Yes, Crow and Knife started it. There's no ill harm. I have money in all these bags. I have bags in all these projects. I have LP set up for some that I know that's high volume traffic because obviously I'm trying to collect those TXN fees. But guys, this is exciting. This is exciting. So take a step back, figure out what you're doing, have conviction in your plays, and as I always say, spread the seeds across the platform. Because you want them to hit. And don't look at them. Don't worry about the red days. Because at the end of the day, plan one would be if you're spreading your seeds, you're not heavily investing where you should really have to worry about having a 10%, 20% drop one day. Because it's very common, as everybody knows in this space, that if it's down 20, 30% one day, it could be well over 200, 300% the next day. So don't stress out and make sure you're convicted in your plays. All right? Just to show you guys, transparently, I have a liquidity pool of Mary and Crow paired up. I have 2% of the pool. And yes, I do this because I know the TXN value transaction volume is going to be absurd. Currently, 1 million on a slow day, up to 3 million on a couple of days I've already seen this past week. Along with that, the moment this gets listed on crypto.com, guys, I'm looking at 5 to 10 million in transaction volume, where I have 2% of the fee pool allocated to me. Guys, that's intense. That's crazy. I'll take that any day of the week. That's free money essentially, right? So this is basically me staking and making that free value over time. And the moment that I want to unpair, let's say I just want my Crow, I can take my Crow out. Done deal. I've made my money and I can leave my Mary sitting. You can do this in any project, but make sure you read up on impermanent loss, all right? Read up about the pros and cons, and a very much easy way to kind of understand it. It's like doubling down, doubling down on 11 while playing blackjack. Because you're putting more odds of it going up, but if it goes down, you're really putting yourself at loss. So just be careful. Make sure you educate yourself if you're looking to do this. But I just wanted to show you this so I can remain transparent for you guys. This is one of many wallets. I learned, unfortunately, the hard way, where I have wallets for every big project that I'm in, and all my pools are set up on all different wallets. And that's the cool thing about the DeFi wallet. I like how easy it's to work on and switch over to other wallets. Along with that, VVS is by far the pancake swap of the Cronos chain. And I was very familiar with it, and I'm starting to become very familiar with this. I'm starting to become a VVS only type of person. If you're not listed on this DEX, I'm not really messing with your project, I know you guys, some of you may agree. Some of you guys, what the hell is this guy smoking? It is what it is. Personal preference. I really like how it's put up. I hope anyone that ever makes a DEX, or if anyone happens to be watching this on VBS, I already kind of mentioned it a couple of times, and I don't know if the algorithms, it's hard to kind of compute, but I would love to show how a little bit of a category of how much you're generating in fees. That'd be kind of cool. Or at least the last 24 hours, what's the APR rate per se, and in trading volume fees that you have generated. Just something cool like that. I know if you played around with LP pools, you definitely agree with me, because that's the only thing that's kind of annoying. You kind of have to write down your information and kind of play the numbers yourself to kind of figure it out. But at the end of the day, I'm bullish. I'm very bullish. Thank you again, guys, for supporting the page. It truly means so much. My Twitter, YouTube, everything is climbing, everything is growing, and I'm hoping I'm putting out content that you guys all enjoy. I'm trying my best to really try to expand, but it's really tough to do so with a life, with a business, with a girlfriend, as you know, you guys might relate. Some of you might not. It is what it is, but I just wanted to say thank you at the end of it all, okay? To remain transparent, these are some of the plays that I believe into. I will try to expand, but beyond that, do your own research, guys. This isn't financial advice. Please just use this as educational and go from there. Figure out what you're convicted in and stay true to what you strategize. And how you take profits is very important to your portfolio and climbing. I want everybody to make money. Thank you so much for joining me on my crypto journey. Until next time, guys, IntoCryptoSpace, out.